Welcome to Daytona for the Daytona 500 and the season opener for season number 4 of the AAPCS. It's a beautiful day here in Florida, ready to take on the high banks here in season number 4 for the first time with the next gens. Going to be a crazy start to the season. We all got a feeling every single season it always starts off with a bang, always an iconic moment in the season opener of the AAPCS, and this race could fall none short from what we have seen in the past 3 seasons. And of course, it isn't a season opener without quite a few new faces, as well as a full pack 40 cars in today's field. Again, tying the biggest field that the AAPCS has ever had. And then it's a mix of the 2022 and 2023 IRL roster with a mix of Ty Gibbs, Kimi Räikkönen, as well as AJ Allmendinger going full-time a little bit earlier than he did in real life. But we're going to have to see how those drivers do today in the high banks. We'll see how Florida treats them here today. But who will join the 3 champions that you see right there in front of you? Who will join Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, and Kevin Harvick as champions? We'll figure that out. And who will be the first to win the Gen 6 championship in the AAPCS? Let's get you drivers to watch for. Ryan Blaney, he's never won to count out here at Daytona or Talladega. Any super speedway track, you have to have the 12 on your radar, as he is one of the best in the field. Plenty of great super speedway drivers surrounding him today in the front of the pack. We'll see how he does today. And then Team Trackhouse bringing in Ross Chastain, now a 2-car team with the next gen car. Ross Chastain drove the Chip Ganassi 42 last season with his teammate Kurt Busch. That team has since ceased to exist, and now Trackhouse is the new Chip Ganassi Racing. And then a little bit farther down the line, we got the rookie of Ty Gibbs, not even full-time, just trying to make some noise as a young rookie, starting with his teammates Kurt Busch and Martin Truex Jr. Kurt Busch, your defending series champion and Daytona 500 champion from season number 3. Speaking of that, let's get right back to him. Against once we said before, the defending series champion and 500 champion, 2 championships under his belt, 2 varying in the sizes and importance. But the 45 machine, he's now with 2311. Big changes with them as we see the field rolling off. Be sure to look out for all of these drivers as we get to the starting lineup. William Byron sitting on pole with Brad Keselowski in the 6 newly rebranded car to his outside. And then Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin make up row number 12 with ace Austin Dillon and 2021 Daytona 500 champion Michael McDowell. And then Daniel Suarez with Ross Chastain in row number 4. Trackhouse teammates with Joey Logano and Chris Buescher. 2 Fords in row number 5. And then 2 Chevys in row number 6. Corey LaJoie and Alex the Bowman Showman. Not a front row start for him today. That is all reserved for real life. And the rest of the field is going to be going by on your screen. We'll make a couple notable mentions like AJ Allmendinger and Justin Haley, new teammates to the series, and then Kimi Räikkönen, and of course Ty Gibbs, of course, making his start for the first time. Jimmy Johnson returning into 84 with Legacy Motor Club, and then BJ McLeod making his first full-time season in the series. And here are your race facts for today. William Byron sitting on pole with 16 laps ahead of us on a 2.5 mile long oval with a 40-car field. Who will be the one to join the other 3 champions of Kurt Busch, Hamlin, and Harvick? Let's find out here today. Green flag in the air for the season opener. Coming off of turn number 4, they're double file throughout the entire pack. Going down into turn number 1 now as Byron and Keselowski lead the top lanes. And we see 3 wide in the back. Chastain trying to lead it. Oh, and Hamlin makes contact with Dillon. Blaney now goes up to block. He gets a little squirrely. He manages to save it. And now Byron's going to get a little squirrely. Through the middle, here comes Austin Dillon with the help of Trackhouse Racing. Austin Dillon's going to block the top with Blaney. He's going to block Suarez. Barely gets saved. He almost spun out and wrecked the field there and himself. As they go up to the top now, Suarez and Dillon leading the top lane with Byron getting the push from the 22. Corey LaJoie in there, third in line on the bottom. Now coming off of turn number 4 with four laps completed. Now there's trouble. Big crash going down into the tri-oval. 3 cars involved, 3 big names involved. Austin Dillon getting hooked from Daniel Suarez at the wrong push. And it looks like Joey Logano got a little bit up into the air after he made some contact with the wheel on Austin Dillon. And it looks like William Byron also had a really hard hit into the outside wall. A big crash here in the tri-oval, taking out 3 good cars. No chance that they're going to be able to get back out there, as the nose is absolutely destroyed on Dillon and Byron's car. And Daniel Suarez is going to get out unscathed. He's going to beat the leader on the restart with LaJoie pushing him. Hamlin's going to be pushing Blaney on the top side. And the green flag is back in the air here at Daytona. Down into turn number 1, even on the restart. Suarez getting a bit of a run from Corey LaJoie. LaJoie's going to be clear of Blaney. He's going to jump up to the top. Now Elliott's going to go push the 9 as the 12 is pushing the 7 on the top side. Down the backstretch they go. Down to the bottom goes Chastain with his teammate Kimi Räikkönen. Down to the bottom. Trackhouse 1, 2, 3 on the inside. Daniel Suarez with the edge on Corey LaJoie across the line. LaJoie to the lead. Here comes Kyle Larson with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. through the middle. They're going to block the bottom of Daniel Suarez. Down into turns 3 and 4. Coming off of turn number 4 now. Larson leads that lap with Stenhouse right behind him. LaJoie with a run on the high side. And there's a contact. Big crash into the outside wall. Kyle Larson hard into the outside wall. And his nose is absolutely crushed in. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is the culprit for this caution. A major impact with the outside wall for the 5 of Kyle Larson. It looks like Ricky Stenhouse Jr. got him at the wrong angle, at the wrong point of the track, and Corey LaJoie is up mounted on top of Chase Elliott's nose, as Elliott was involved late in that crash. Blaney spun him at the end. Blaney has damage. He's on pit road as the red flag is out here. Let's take a look at the replay again. It looks like Stenhouse gave the wrong push in the corner, and then Blaney and Elliott had nowhere to go. LaJoie had nowhere to go either, as he almost managed to make it through with the nose damage, but was not able to drive right through it all. But a big crash here for Kyle Larson. Going to be missing out on that trophy here today, as Corey LaJoie is also out with major damage to his nose, as the caution is now back out, as we're going to be able to get the choose cone underway. We got Daniel Suarez with his teammate Ross Chastain at the top, with Stenhouse and Jones on the bottom. Green flag back in the air. Stenhouse getting out to the perfect lead as Jones is pushing him down into turns 1 and 2. Daniel Suarez and Chastain not able to keep up with the 2 Chevys on the bottom. The 43 and the 47 lead here at Daytona with 10 laps completed. Only 6 laps remain. Now Denny Hamlin on the outside, bringing the Toyotas with him. Big block from Ricky Stenhouse. He goes back down the block. Jones almost gets spun out. He's going to save it through the trials where they go. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. trying to control the lanes here with Toyotas on top and a Chevy on the bottom. He's going to try and block them both at the same time. It doesn't work out. Big crash going into turn number 3. Multiple cars involved, many with damage, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. puts a bad block on Denny Hamlin. You can block one of them, but you can't block both. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. learns that once again today, and it looks like Denny Hamlin, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Jones, Cindric, and then maybe Ty Gibbs will be out of this race with damage. You see the 2 Chevys that were only leading just a few laps ago, and now with this ends their day. The red flag is out as Buescher and Bubba Wallace, you saw there, barely made it through, sneaking through the cracks when they did, and many cars are on pit road right now. Cindric, Gibbs, and Hamlin all on pit road. Ty Gibbs may be able to move on. There was barely any damage to his fender, So it looks like Ty Gibbs is going to be able to carry on, but we'll start from the tail end of the pack. Chris Buescher is going to be your leader with Bubba Wallace right to his outside, and Bubba Wallace has his teammate of Kurt Busch, the defending series champion, right behind him. Green flag back in the air here at Daytona. 2311 is going to get linked up here at the end of turn number 2. Chris Buescher loses the lead to Bubba Wallace as they go down into turns 3 and 4. 2311 trying to lead on the outside. Chris Buescher trying to get himself back up there, but Kyle Busch not giving an inch. Here comes Keselowski, his teammate and team owner, RFK, now linked up as 2311's linked up on the outside. Off of turn number 2, coming to 2 laps to go, and Daniel Suarez up and over, flipping wildly down into the tri-oval, landing in pit road, and the ambulance instantly over there to attend to the 99 driver. A major crash coming off of turn number 4. Jimmy Johnson giving Daniel Suarez the wrong push. And coming off of turn number 4, the car picked up and flipped violently going through the tri-oval. Very reminiscent to Ryan Preece's crash back in August. And something very similar happening in the Miscraft Cup Series, but with Alex Bowman in the Gen 6. But RFK is going to be taking the inside lane with the 3 Toyotas on the top. Bubba Wallace with 2311 trying to take home a victory for the first time in his career. Green flag back in the air. Overtime here at Daytona. Bubba Wallace with the edge on the 17. Here comes Kurt Busch with the push. Through turns 3 and 4, coming to the white flag. 3 wide in the back. Who's going to make it back to the line first? 2311 on the outside, RFK on the inside. They're drag racing down the back. 3 wide. Bowman's trying to split them. It's not going to be enough. A big run from Bowman into the wall, blocking from the lead, and it's going to be Bubba Wallace who wins it at Daytona with a wild finish all the way to the end. Welcome back to the AAPCS, and that was a beautiful way to send it off. You can see right there Bubba Wallace walling Alex Bowman, trying to get to the line first, and Buescher crossed him over and almost made it, but just not enough feet left. And Bubba Wallace is your victor here at Daytona and wins for the first time in the AAPCS. What a victory for 2311, and what a victory for Bubba Wallace. And here are the results here. Bubba Wallace, Buescher, Keselowski, and Bell, as well as Kevin Harvick, the Season 1 champ, finishing in the top 5. Alex Bowman almost coming home to a victory yet again. This time finishing 6th. Didn't lose as much ground, though. And then, of course, Austin Dillon, Joey Logano, and Byron, who brought out the first caution, finishing in the bottom 3, as well as many other drivers who DNF'd in this race. Kaz Grala being the last non-DNF driver to finish. He finishes 28th here today. BJ McLeod finishing 22nd in his first full-time season, as Ty Gibbs is falling back as well. Here are the standings coming out of this race. The exact same as the points, or as the results, but without the part-time drivers. Part-time drivers do not receive points. So that means BJ McLeod is top 20 in the point standings. Who would have thought? And obviously Bubba Wallace leading the points after his victory here in Daytona. And then Austin Dillon coming home with only 1 point to his name because of the format. And what an event here at Daytona. What a way to kick off the season with such a bang here, with Bubba Wallace being the one to take home the victory. We'll see if he could hold on to that points lead long enough to where he could stay the points leader and then maybe even make it to the playoffs for the second time in his AAPCS career. And the next race is going to be at the Auto Club Speedway for the final time in its history. So we thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more, and we will see you all in California.